Hello and welcome to today's devotional. I hope you're doing well. So today I want to talk about paint by numbers. Bit random, but I was speaking to a friend over Christmas and they were telling me that they'd got a paint by numbers thing. I don't know what it's called, but so I thought, oh, that sounds really cool. I'll totally get one. I thought it'll be really therapeutic, like put some nice music on and just do some painting, just a nice way to relax. But oh no, it's very different to that. Um, it's actually a lot stressful than I thought, a lot more stressful than I thought, because you have to really focus, and it makes it really difficult to do in the evening, like, because the lighting is like not great, so I'm like really trying to focus. I'm like, oh, am I at the right bit? Oh, I don't know, like I'm getting all confused. And then it's really stressful when you go outside of the lines. If you make a mistake, you can't really like undo it. And I'm like, oh no, this was meant to be something that relaxed me, and actually it can stress me out, if I'm totally honest. But I am enjoying it, so it is good, so totally get one. But when I was doing it the other day, I really feel like God was speaking to me whilst I was doing it, and I really feel like He was saying to me, like, this is like the kingdom. And I was like, okay. And God was saying it's made up of different parts, like the paint by numbers is made up of different colours. Some colours make up a large part of the painting, and other colours make up small parts of the painting, but all are equally important. So this is it at the moment. Very not, finished. Um, but what I wanted to really highlight is that it's so easy to think, oh, do you know what? Like, I've just got this one little number here. Like, does this really matter? Like, does this? Look, sorry, just a side note. Look how tiny these numbers are. I'm not even gonna lie. Look how small they are. Anyway, like, I've only got this one little number. Does this really matter? Is this actually going to make a difference? Then you might go along and see, like, oh, I've got another number. All right, I'll just colour that in, and I'll keep going. Oh, I've got another little one, and oh, I've got some other big ones over here. But it's really hard to think that actually makes a difference, especially when you look up here and you go, oh wow, look at that colour, like, that's covering such a lot, and there's still so much more to go with that colour. They're meant to be all the way around here. I've not quite finished it. And it's so easy to get discouraged, but it's not until you step back. Obviously this is not finished yet, but it's not until you step back and see the whole picture, you appreciate all the colours and how every section plays a part. And I wish I could show you a finished article, but it's not at the moment. But this is what it's going to look like. So look at all the beautiful colours, like, every single colour plays its part. And yeah, the dark here might cover quite a large section, but it doesn't mean that this red down here isn't super important. See, this really encouraged me, because sometimes, as I'm sure we can all relate, you think, is what I'm doing even making a difference? Especially when you see other people covering loads of ground and clearly making a difference. But the trap of comparison is very deadly, and that's a whole nother devotional. But I wanted to encourage you today that, whatever you do, big or small, it does make a difference to the kingdom, and you make a difference to the kingdom. And one day it will be clear, how every little dot of colour affected someone or something, and become part of this beautiful picture that God is trying to create. So this really made me think about the story of Ananias in the Bible. So in Acts chapter 9, there's this amazing story of how God speaks to this disciple called Ananias and sends him to meet Saul to pray for him so he receives his sight. So from verse 10 it says, there was a certain disciple at Damascus called Ananias, and the Lord spoke to him in a vision and said, arise and go to the house, to the street called Straight, and inquire of the house of Judas. And there's a guy called Saul there. He has been praying, and in his vision he has seen a man called Ananias coming in and putting his hand on him so that he might receive his sight. But Ananias was like, listen, God, yeah, I'm not being funny, but I've heard about this guy, how much harm he's done to all the saints in Jerusalem. Like, I'm not being funny, that's a bit awkward, I'm not really going to go do that. And here he's got authority from the chief priest to go and bind all who call on your name. This guy's persecuting the church, yeah, and I'm just going to go meet him, like, give him a hug, like, pray for him. Okay, God. But then God said to him, go. I love that. go, go. For he is a chosen vessel of mine to bear my name before the Gentiles and the kings and all the children of Israel. For I shall show him how many things he has to suffer for my name's sake. Listen, there was no other mention of Ananias coming back, okay? Like, there was no other, like, response. He just says, and Ananias went on his way. Like, la, 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 la. So Ananias went on his way. He went and laid hands on Saul, and he received his sight. And immediately, it says, immediately there fell from his eyes something like scales, and he received his sight at once, and he arose and he was baptized. So when he had received food, he was strengthened. Then Saul spent some days with the disciples at Damascus. And I love that story because that is the only time you hear of Ananias, yeah? There's no other time, right? And there's no other mention of him, you know, in the rest of the book. And I just think that is so important to highlight. Like, God gave him that one job, and it might be similar to, you know, that one dot on that paint by numbers, you know, that one task that God asked you to do. You think, is this even going to make a difference? But of course it does, because as you know, as we all know, you know, Saul got his name changed to Paul, like God changed his name, and he literally wrote like 2/3 of the New Testament, like madness, right? And Ananias was a part of that. He wasn't doing it, but he played such a huge part of it. When I was researching to do this, I saw this quote which says, you know, not everyone can be a Paul, but everyone can be an Ananias. And I was like, that's so true. And that's what I want to encourage you today. You know, your part in God's story makes a difference. You make a difference. What you do, whether you're, you know, a dot, you know, in this big picture, or you're covering, you know, the whole sky, that you make a difference. It matters what you do. So yeah, I hope that encourages you and blesses you, and I hope you have the most amazing day. See you soon. Bye.